Hello. My Rumble live stream is not working again. Fabulous. Okay, so I wanted to come on here and have a little conversation that probably, hopefully, is going to lead to bigger conversations about this topic. I touched on it a little bit last night in my live with Danny from Roxbury, but I wanted to make one live that was specifically about this. You may have seen it in the news yesterday or on social media that there were 2 police officers injured and 1 man arrested at Boston City Hall yesterday. So there was a man that his name is Mike Williams. He is, from what I know about him, I don't really know him well. I have just met him a couple times. He, I think, found us on social media and then started coming to court to support us. So, that says a lot because it is a challenge to get people to come out to court sometimes. And it's very important that people come out to court to show support and to have eyes on the judges. Just to be a body in the courtroom is a big deal. But, so that says something there, that this man has shown up to support us in court. Because it's not about us. It's about the First Amendment and retaining the First Amendment. But other than that, I don't really know him. I had posted 2 days ago that there was a hearing yesterday morning at 10 a.m. at City Hall. And the way I look at a hearing is these politicians don't want to listen to us at all. And when we see them in public, they don't really stop to talk to us. They know who we are, those of us that disagree with them. They don't want to be confronted by people that disagree with them. They don't want to have an open-minded conversation with somebody who disagrees with them. They want everything to be in line with their progressive values, and that's the end of the story. So, they don't like to be challenged. They don't like to have to answer questions from the people that they're supposed to be representing, and that's a huge problem. So the way I look at a public hearing is, since our city council doesn't have a public speaking period on their weekly city council meeting, which I think is a huge problem. They could probably get rid of the opening prayer ceremony and rituals that they spend like the first 45 minutes of every meeting doing, because religion shouldn't have anything to do with politics. So they could get rid of that and add in a public comment section, but that's another conversation for another day. There is no public comment section, so the public has no voice in a city council meeting. So the only time to have a voice is at their public hearings, which are totally random. You kind of have to just like vigorously, religiously check Boston Public Notices to know, or, keep up to date with what your city councilor is doing, to know what of your specific interests, right? So the way I see it is, whenever there's a hearing, the chance for you to have your opinions and concerns, or support be put on the record, go and be heard. Even if you want to speak about something that is not the topic of the hearing, they're not giving you, a clear, concise avenue to air your grievances, or confront them, or put your opinion on record. So why not, right? I've gone to quite a few hearings where I didn't necessarily, in my testimony, speak to the exact topic or the exact agenda, and I kind of spoke about whatever was on my mind, right? So mainly about human rights violations. So in public meeting law violations, right? So I don't really know or understand what yesterday's hearing was about. It was something about, the committee was the Planning, Development, and Transportation Committee, and it had something to do with micro mobility access. So basically, all issues to do with like streets and transportation, we know that that's, the streets agenda 21, to minimize traffic lanes, add bike lanes and bus terminals, and get rid of driving lanes, and essentially make it undesirable and uncomfortable to own a car and drive a car in the city, because they want to get rid of privately owned vehicles. They want the streets to be cleared for them to drive, the establishment, the politicians, the wealthy, the extremely wealthy, and they want us to be destitute to being on foot, bicycles, and public transportation, because they want to surveil us 24/7. They want to track us. They want to know everywhere we are and everything we're doing. So I, 2 days ago, told people, if they are in the area, go down to City Hall Friday morning at 10 o'clock, give a testimony, get involved. Between me doing my live stream on Thursday and the hearing that was scheduled for 10 a.m. Friday, at 3:18 p.m. on Thursday, that hearing was canceled. So they thought that me or people like me were coming, right? So this guy, Mike Williams, goes to City Hall at 10 o'clock yesterday morning, calls me at about 9:50, and he's like, hey, like, am I at the right place? Where is this hearing supposed to be? And I tell him it's in City Council chambers on the 5th floor, the Ionella chamber. And he's like, yeah, that's where I am. They're saying that the hearing's canceled. Did you know that it's canceled? And I'm like, no, what? Right? So I go and I check online, and I see that it was canceled on Thursday at 3:18 p.m. And as I'm on the phone with him, and he's asking like City Hall employees why it's canceled, there was no reason, by the way. All it said was until further notice. And he's asking them, like, what's going on? He gets approached by the City Hall, like, municipal police, or maybe the Boston police that are in City Hall. I don't know if they're called municipal police. So he gets approached by like 2 police officers while he's on the phone with me, and I can hear them in the background, and they're telling him that he needs to leave. And all that he was doing in that moment was talking to me on the phone. And So he's, asking them like, why? What do you mean? Why do I need to leave? What did I do? And, I asked him to get their names, and I had him ask them what happened to Cheevers and Kwong, because those were the police officers that arrested me. Those are the police officers that have been there since 2021, at least, when we first started being involved with City Hall. And now they're retired, I guess. Also, I don't think that's a coincidence. Every government official who has dealt with us, people like us, has, after they deal with us, they get a bonus or a raise or a promotion or early retirement. So I don't think that that's a coincidence. Bruce Kwong, the police officer, one of the ones that arrested me, assaulted me. He pulled me by my neck lanyard and dragged me. And then Cheevers, Kwong, and another officer physically pushed me out of the building. And as far as I know, a police officer is not supposed to put their hands on you unless you're under arrest. And I was not under arrest when they were assaulting me. And then when they did put me under arrest, 15 minutes later for blowing a whistle, literally, they tried to charge me with disturbing the peace and assault and battery on a police officer. And I'm talking about this in relation to what happened to Mike Williams yesterday, because this is not a unique case. This happens all the fucking time. They abuse their power and they use certain statutes to arrest people that aren't committing a crime. You're protesting or any act of assembly, right? Peaceful, I don't know the appropriate word. Peaceful assembly is a protected right. So they are not supposed to be able to charge you with disturbing the peace or disorderly conduct while you are engaging in First Amendment protected activity. Yes.
Is my fucking 100%?
Yeah.
Good.
So.
Well, I don't want to use it.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'm on a live, so give me a minute. Okay. I only have 7 minutes to do this live before we have to do your hair. So give me 7 minutes. So, anyway. Okay, 7 minutes.
That's too long.
So they abuse their power. They abuse these disturbing the peace and disorderly charges to arrest people who are not actually committing a crime, because disturbing the peace is a crime. It's an arrestable offense. So,
Can you open that?
no, you don't have another minute. So, the same thing happened in Lawrence with Carly Downs. She was attacked and brutalized by the police before she ever even knew that she was being arrested. So when you're being physically attacked, you have a right and an instinct to defend yourself. And when the cop doesn't tell you that you're under arrest and just comes at you physically, one would instinctively defend themselves, and they have every right to do so. There are corrupt cops. There are cops that beat people up. There are cops that attack people. We've seen it happen tons of times. And if we, as a people are so keen and intent on, getting rid of corruption and calling it out when we see it, then why are we then so quick to shame people for their reaction to being attacked by police? So what happened with Mike Williams yesterday. I don't know what happened between him being on the phone with me and being questioned by the police for no reason. And then, like a half hour, 45 minutes later, while I was on my live stream yesterday morning, him calling me from the police station saying that he was arrested and that they beat him up. And he said that they were trying to kill him. Now, I have no reason to doubt that he had the feeling that they were trying to kill him. Do I honestly think that they were trying to kill him? I'm not sure. I don't know. But I don't doubt that he thought they were while he was in the situation. And I don't think anybody should doubt that he had that feeling. Put yourself in that situation. You are showing up to City Hall, which you have a right to do. It's your building. You own it. Okay? Nobody needs to know the reason why you're there. You could be in there just to walk around and check out the building. Look at the artwork on the walls. You know, we saw a couple auditors, or an auditor and a lawyer, go into City Hall a week or so ago. And Accountability for All and some other guy, James Freeman, went in there, and some employee of City Hall walked up to them and said, "Do you have permission to be here? Like, who the fuck are you? Why do these appointed fucking mayoral hires think that they have any fucking authority over anybody in City Hall?" I have no idea. But she did. She walked up to this man and asked, "Do you have permission to be here? Like, get the fuck out of here, lady." And you know, this is what happened while Mike Williams was on the phone with me yesterday. The police went up to him and told him he needed to leave. For what fucking reason? Like, this is the people's building. You have no authority over me. You have no authority over this building. Like, go away, you know? So I don't know what he said to them, what they said to him. Somehow it led to him being arrested. Now, my first question, before we want to talk about what he did, you know, because they say that he bit the cop's hand. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. Before we get to the point of him being arrested and defending himself from a beating by the Boston police, can we please talk about why the fuck was he being arrested in the first place? Okay, my eye is twitching. Why was he arrested in the first place? You shouldn't be being put in handcuffs without knowing the reason why you're being put in handcuffs. This is completely unethical, unlawful. Like, I mean, there's so many problems with this. Where do you even start? You shouldn't be in handcuffs without knowing why you're in fucking handcuffs. They should have told him, this is the reason why you need to leave the building. He said that they asked him if he was electing to be arrested. His question was, why would I be arrested? Do you know how many times? Well, I've been arrested 3 times. I'm pretty sure all 3 times I asked, why would I be arrested? You know, like, that's, you have every right to know why you're being arrested before you get arrested. Because if you tell me, if you don't leave this building, I'm going to arrest you, I then have the option to either leave the building or elect to be arrested. But I want to know what the charge is, what the charge is going to be. And I have every right to know what the charge is going to be. You don't just tell me I'm getting arrested if I don't leave and not give me a reason why I need to leave. That's not how it works. It's not a police officer tells you to do something and you do it. That's not, no. You need to understand your rights. You don't have to take orders from somebody just because they have a fucking uniform and a badge. They have no authority over you. I don't know how many times that I have to say this. I want to, like, shout it from the fucking rooftops. They have no authority over you. You don't have to take unlawful orders from them. And you are allowed, you are urged, it is your responsibility to question them on everything they do because they work for you. They are not here there to fucking enforce policies of the people who work in a building. They are here to enforce laws. If you are committing a crime, then they have the, I guess, authority or, job duty to put you in handcuffs and take you into police custody. Sure, if you're committing a crime. But not taking an unlawful order is not a crime. You have a right to question them and to fully understand what you are doing that is causing a consequence of arrest. They couldn't give him an answer. And that's what the fuck happens. When you question the police, they panic and they do stupid shit and they get mad and they get very egotistical and prideful. And it no longer becomes about what you're doing wrong. It becomes about their ego and their pride and you embarrassing them and you making them feel like they're inadequate or incompetent, right? Because you're asking them a question that they have no fucking answer to. And instead of just realizing and coming to terms with the fact that they're not giving you a lawful order, they don't have an answer to that question, they would rather get into a fight with you and prove to you how much false authority they have over you. That's what they do. Okay, so he asked them simply, why would I be arrested? What is the reason you're telling me I need to leave the building? And they had no fucking answer. So they just put him in handcuffs. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. I don't think that he recorded anything. City Hall cops don't have fucking body cams. Who knows if we'll ever see the City Hall footage of what happened. There's people that are saying that he was shouting racial slurs at some Chinese students that were there. I find that extremely hard to believe. One, because I've dealt with Boston police, I've dealt with City Hall police, and I've dealt with police in general. I've never seen a fucking police report that was accurate and truthful. Ever. Even before my activism days. Never seen a police report that was accurate and truthful. They fucking lie through their teeth about everything. Okay? Two, because Mike Williams is married to a Chinese woman. They've been together for quite a while. I'm not 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure that his daughter is Chinese, that he has a child with this Chinese wife of his. Why would he be shouting racial slurs to Chinese people when he has a Chinese wife? It's just as bad as the argument that Michelle Wu hates white people that I always get into a debate with people about, because Michelle Wu's husband and children are white. She clearly doesn't hate white people. But it's the same thing here. This man has a Chinese wife. Why would he be shouting racial slurs to random Chinese people that he doesn't know? So I don't fucking believe that, not for a second. Even if he did, was that why he was being arrested? Because of these alleged slurs that he was shouting? Is hate speech an arrestable crime? Because why are we okay with the fact, if it is, why are we okay with the fact that content of speech determines a crime? That is not okay. That is infringing on the First Amendment, which we are not supposed to do. I haven't looked at any other comments. I'm trying not to get off track, so just give me a second. I'll look at them in a second. So yeah, I don't believe that. One, because police are liars, especially City Hall police with no body cams, and two, because his wife and child are fucking Chinese. So it just doesn't make any sense. So that could be a reason, in my opinion, the reason that he was getting arrested. Is it because of these alleged racial slurs that he was saying? Can you get arrested for that? I don't know. Other than that, what the fuck was he getting arrested for? That's the first question that needs to be answered. Because if they were unlawfully arresting him just to fucking strong arm and show their fucking authority, that's not okay. They're abusing their power. They're abusing their, fucking low level authority that they do have. We shouldn't be okay with that. That's the question that we should be asking. Why the fuck was he getting arrested in the first place? Okay. And I'm pretty sure there's no good reason at all. Okay. So then you move on to what transpired while the arrest was taking place. Again, I don't know the whole story and I've never seen it on camera and I probably never will. I saw one picture of a bloody hand. Okay. If you look at the picture, the cop's hand is bloody right here. They allege that Mike Williams bit the cop's hand right here, like under his pinky. Okay. Why? Why would a cop's hand be there? Why? Was the cop covering this man's face and blocking his ability to breathe? People should be outraged about this. People should be demanding fucking answers and video footage from the Boston police. And I don't see any of that happening. I see myself, Michelle Effendi, and Shannon being the only ones questioning this. I don't see any outrage from anybody in the Boston politics realm of Twitter. I see outrage about a policeman being assaulted. Fuck you. Fuck you. Because if the policeman's hand was over this man's face like this, why? Why?
Mama.
Like this. Okay? Why was his hand that close to his face? And it only, like, the hand was bitten right here. How else would his hand have been? On the shoulder? I don't know. But if his hand was over his fucking face, I want to fucking know. And that officer should be fired. But, of course, they played the fucking theatrics of it. They have a picture of fucking Michelle Wu outside with the ambulance with her worried face on. This couldn't be more like of a fucking media blitz for them. Almost as if like they planned it, like they were excited and anticipating some drama, and you know they played it accordingly, to try to make somebody look like something that they're not. And the first breaking story that came out, I don't know if it was from Mass Live, but that's the one that I saw, said 2 officers shot at City Hall. So many questions. So many fucking questions. Why? Why was that the first story to come out? It was multiple media outlets that published that story before they even knew what the story was. They said 2 officers shot. And then a little while later, it changed to 2 officers injured, 1 man arrested. So it's just every single thing about this situation needs to be questioned by everybody. And I'm going to look at the comments for a minute, and then I have one more question that needs to be answered. Yeah, when you're physically attacked, you have the right and instinct to defend yourself. Our owners don't allow their fodder to resist. Oh, another one. Media just reported how a cop was punching a cuffed man in Weymouth. Put you in handcuffs and then beat the shit out of you. I probably shouldn't even, but I'm going to address this person that says that that's telling me to lose weight. I don't understand why my health is any of your business, first of all. But I'm going to address this comment here that I was out in front of the state house to like rally against illegal immigration. So I don't know where you think that I was supporting any candidate. I was out there opposing illegal immigration. Why do public servants not know that the public has every right to be in City Hall? The People's Building is open to the people. Do these people have any actual professional responsibilities? Who just wanders the halls asking people peacefully sitting on a bench completely overreaching questions? I know, it's ridiculous. Yeah, it was public business hours in a public building. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What were they doing to him physically before he allegedly bit anyone? Was he in great pain and reflexing? Why were their hands anywhere near his mouth? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. Abuse of power by police is a serious threat to everyone. I thought we learned this by now. The Boston Police Department have become Woo's goons. They are obedient to Woo. They were smothering him to block his breathing. That's what it sounds like to me. And he said to me on the phone, calling me from the police station, they tried to kill me. You don't know. If you weren't in the situation yourself, you don't know that this man did not truly feel like they were trying to kill him. The location of the alleged bite mark leads me to believe they had their hand over his face, trying to block his breathing. Okay? So, the next point that I wanted to make, a point that Joe made yesterday. Why is it that, okay, so yesterday, the man, Mike Williams, is also injured. He thinks that he has a broken finger, and he said that they beat him up. But he couldn't, the police officers were taken straight to the hospital. Mike Williams did not go straight to the hospital because he was told that if he goes to the hospital, then he's going to have to sit in jail all weekend to wait for court. So why are we prioritizing the health of certain people over other people? Everybody's health should be a priority. No, if somebody has a fucking broken bone, they should be in the fucking hospital. And they shouldn't be fucking penalized for it. You know, if he's going to be fucking in custody or whatever the fuck, because if he goes to the hospital, he might not get out in time for court, which doesn't really make any sense. If he goes into the hospital at fucking 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning, he should get out with enough time to get to court. It's that the police don't fucking do their jobs efficiently, and the people in the courthouse don't do their jobs efficiently, and they take 5 fucking hours to get somebody through booking. If they could fucking speed it up a little bit, it should only take an hour or two to get somebody booked and sent over to the fucking courthouse. But nobody works with any sense of urgency because why would they? Why should they? So they tell him if he goes to the fucking hospital, he's going to have to sit in jail for the weekend because he's not going to make court. So he opted not to go to the hospital, but the police officers get to go to the hospital and get treated. But not this fucking guy whose crime was being inside City Hall without an approved purpose to be in City Hall, right? So you know, when something happens to a police officer, it's the end of the fucking world. Or when something happens to some type of fucking public official, it's the end of the fucking world. Police officer gets shot, like, yeah, obviously that's a horrible fucking thing. But that means that you block the entire emergency fucking entrance to BMC with all of the police cars. What about other people that need to access the emergency room? What about other people that are dying? Like, what? Why do we allow this shit? It doesn't make any fucking sense. The police officers are held to like an ultimate fucking level of respect and dignity, and most of the time they don't fucking deserve it anyway. But regardless of whether or not they deserve it, nobody's life should be looked at as more valuable than somebody else's. It doesn't matter who they are or what the fucking position is or what they do for work. And when we see police officers get injured on the job, we fucking lose our shit. But then when we see somebody, the fifth person of the week get murdered on fucking Blue Hill Ave or Washington Street, then it's just fucking, you know, another day, business as usual. Like, what? What? Like, people don't even investigate. They don't even investigate all of the fucking murders and deaths that take place in this city. But if a police officer gets fucking injured while he's beating the shit out of somebody for no fucking reason, then it's unacceptable. You see Boston Police Patrolmen's Association posting on social media yesterday the picture of the bloody hand, saying that it's unacceptable and that the suspect needs to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Fuck you. Fuck you, Boston Police Patrolmen's Association, who didn't even fucking stand up for their union members when their jobs were being threatened over a fucking experimental jab. You weren't sick enough for police officers then. You weren't even letting them in the fucking union building to air their grievances to you. But because this officer wants to abuse his fucking power and overstep his authority and beat the shit out of somebody in City Hall for no fucking reason, we need to prosecute this guy to the full extent of the law. Go fuck yourself. Like, what are we doing? Why are we, as the people of Boston, the people of Massachusetts, allowing shit like this to continue? People should be fucking outraged. You want to spend your fucking mornings, afternoons, whatever, spend your fucking weekends standing on a fucking bridge with a Trump flag, like that's gonna fucking do something. Take a day off of work next week and go fucking air your grievances to the Boston police. Go tell them that you're not fucking okay with this. Like, everybody has so much fucking shit to talk on the internet, but nobody fucking does anything about it. And then you all want to be mad, or you all want to fucking clap for somebody who's a fucking, you know, that's a real patriot because she stood up for all our rights, or, you know, that's a fucking, you know, a fighter, and thank you so much for what you're doing. Nobody wants your fucking praise. Nobody wants you to fucking feel bad for them for getting arrested for your fucking rights. They want you to be standing next to them doing the same fucking thing. This is about all of us. You think that what happened to fucking Mike Williams in City Hall couldn't happen to you if you fucking walked into City Hall with no approved purpose to be in City Hall? You want to just chalk it up to saying that, oh, he was being disrespectful, or maybe he yelled a racial slur? That's not a crime. It's not a fucking crime to be disrespectful. It's not a crime to yell. It's not a crime to be rude. You're allowed to be rude. Stop acting like any fucking part of this is acceptable and fucking step up and fucking do something about it. I digress. I got off track. I don't even remember where the fuck I was going because I'm so mad at the lack of appropriate reaction to this fucking situation. And I mean, it actually even fucking trickles off of the Lawrence situation, the reaction to what happened to fucking Carly getting beat up by the fucking Lawrence police. People should be outraged. Fucking outraged. Okay? We have, I'm not even going to get into the illegal immigrants because I'm getting off track. But the point is, no one person's life is more valuable than the next. A police officer should not be held at a higher level of respect and dignity than any other fucking person. We shouldn't be blocking streets and blocking fucking emergency entrances to hospitals if a police officer is injured. And then telling this guy with broken bones that just got beat up by the police that he can't go to the hospital because he's going to be screwed if he does. You know, like, what the fuck are we doing? What is happening with humanity? Okay, that was the next thing. So I did go to court. Me and Sean Nelson went to court yesterday for Mike to see what the outcome was.
Can I have my chicken sandwich?
Please, in a minute. We went to court to get the story because we can't trust the fucking fake news media. We know that. So we wanted to hear for our own selves and report back what happened. So, I mean, they were super dramatic by bringing like 10 fucking court officers into the room when they brought Mike Williams into the room. And then, I am like 20 minutes over the time that I was supposed to be on here. I got to get off. But really quickly, they brought like 10 court officers into the room, and the defense was weak. I mean, public defenders are always weak because they only have like 2 to 5 minutes to talk to their fucking client before they have to defend them, which is bullshit. We could talk about that another day. And so first thing was that they read off his record, which I suppose his record is also something we could talk about another day. And the DA's office asked for a $15,000 bail, and it was determined by some parties, all parties, I don't even know who, the judge, the DA's office, that he needed a psychiatric evaluation. They tried to evaluate him in the courthouse with a doctor over the phone. But what? This doesn't make any sense. How can you evaluate somebody over the fucking phone? Okay. And then that doctor reported to the judge that she couldn't complete her evaluation because he kept talking over her. So instead of her evaluating over the phone, now the judge has committed him to a 20-day stay at Bridgewater State Hospital for a psych evaluation. So the original plan was for her to make the evaluation over the phone in a couple minutes. But now he needs to be in the hospital for 20 days for an evaluation. Probably strapped to a bed, probably heavily medicated, sedated, whatever. Because if you're in a situation where the police arrested you for no reason, you've been a victim of police brutality and corruption before. Again, we'll talk about that another time. And I'm pretty sure he did not refuse the evaluation. I don't think he did. I'm pretty sure I would probably refuse it too, maybe, but I don't think that he refused it. So you're a victim of police brutality and corruption in the past, and you're in a situation where the police are beating you up and you're scared for your life, so much so that you allegedly bite their hand to try to get their hand away from your face. I assume, if that's what happened. Well, I mean, I'd probably be talking over somebody too. I would probably actually be flipping the fuck out if somebody tried to tell me after I just almost got killed, or I just thought I was getting killed, that I'm overreacting or that I'm fucking crazy because I'm mad and because I'm loud and yelling right now. Like, they just tried to fucking kill me. Yeah, I'm fucking mad. That doesn't make me fucking crazy. That makes me a sane like fully functioning human. That doesn't make me crazy. But now they can't spend 20 days trying to figure out a way to either drive him to the point of insanity or who knows what the fuck. I don't know. But I mean, I'm pretty sure that I'd rather be in jail than a fucking psych ward. I've never heard a good thing at all ever about psych wards. So, you know, I'm concerned for him. I'm concerned for his safety. I'm concerned for his mental, you know, stability having to go through that. It's like if they want to force you to be crazy so that they can say that you're crazy. It's such a fucking psyop. It's sick. It's disgusting. So this guy has to fucking be in the hospital in custody for 20 days. The DA asked for a $15,000 bail. The fucking judge gave him a $25,000 bail. He upped it. And on top of that, if he does get out on bail, he's going to be on an ankle monitor. And he's barred from the city of Boston because he doesn't live in Boston. And now he's barred. He's not allowed to be in the city of Boston for the duration of this case. What type of world are we fucking living in? Why are we allowing shit like this in the United States of America? People should be fucking outraged. People, at the very fucking least, should be making phone calls and sending emails and fucking videos and showing up to fucking city halls and state house and hospitals and fucking any government building that they could possibly find in outrage about all of the things that are going on. Like, where are the people? Where is the outrage? What the fuck are we all doing? I don't understand. I don't understand. I'm not asking anybody to go out and get beat up by police. I'm not asking anybody to go out and fucking scream in the middle of the streets. I'm not asking anybody to go out and get arrested. All I'm fucking saying is do something more than sitting in front of a screen complaining about it. Okay? If you want to say anything about the fact that I'm literally sitting in front of a screen complaining about it, just look at my history, please, because I do plenty. I do more than I can even afford to do. Okay. And you have a job, that's great. That's great for you. But if you think for one fucking second that either taking a day off from work or risking your employment to save your freedom is somehow not worth it, then I don't know what the fuck you're doing complaining about anything. Because your job's not going to fucking matter in a couple years if you even still have one. Okay? If you know about Agenda 31 or Agenda 21 and you're not doing anything because your job schedule doesn't allow you the time, what the fuck are you doing? I don't like, you know, like you've been given the gift of knowledge. You understand what's happening and the things that are at play, and you think that this is not important enough to take a day off of work. Like, shame on you. Shame on you. You can say whatever the fuck you want to say about me with my fucking Section 8 and my welfare and whatever the fuck. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, nobody can ever say that I didn't fucking fight for my freedom. Nobody can ever fucking say that I am, truthfully say that I'm not a fucking hardworking person. You can take a fucking day off of work to fight for the future of freedom. You can. In any way fucking that you can manage to do it. Okay, yeah, so I've gone way over the time that I limited myself to here, and I have a lot to do today. So I'm gonna have to get off here. Thank you guys for interacting in the comments. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments if there was anything that I left out. This is not the end of this conversation. I'm going to keep fucking talking about it. I'm going to keep showing up and I'm going to keep making people uncomfortable, and I am not going to fucking stop. I've been doing this for 3 fucking years now, and I like honestly, it still feels like the beginning. People have been lulled into fucking complacency and silence because they think that mandates are gone, so they don't have to fucking do anything, or that they think that they're safe with their fucking bullshit ass religious exemptions from fucking vaccines. You're not fucking safe. And you're a coward if you fucking think that handing in a permission slip to exercise your fucking God-given rights, you're an idiot. Yeah. Free speech doesn't have to be nice, doesn't have to be polite. I actually make it a point to swear because people need to get comfortable with ugly. People need to get comfortable with being offended. People need to get comfortable with actual free speech where it was never intended for anybody to ever control any single word that comes out of anybody's mouth. Get the fuck over it. This is America. We're supposed to be free. I'm working on it. Candidate for city council. Okay, so yeah, I think that well, not I know I need to get the fuck off of here because I have a very important day. You wouldn't be able to say things like this if we had it your way, okay? All right, I'm gonna go. Exactly. You can speak freely. You can tell me to get a fucking job, and that's not a crime. And I'm not going to tell you to shut the fuck up. And I'm not going to block you. And I'm not going to tell you that you have no right to say that. That is the fucking beauty of the First fucking Amendment. Say what you want. Hurt somebody's feelings. Go the fuck ahead. That's what freedom is. Like maybe you could live a happier life if you didn't let it bother you so much what I do with mine. Have a good weekend.